Hello, everyone. Thank you all for joining us today. We are a team from Michigan State University, and we wanted to present our solution to the case that you've presented with us. Let us introduce ourselves. My name is Nevil, and with me I have Ashley, Kevin, and Alex. And we wanted to present the solution that we have. So throughout our entire presentation, we're going to go through a few assumptions. We're going to go through each one of the deliverables, the solutions that we're recommending, and lastly, the conclusions that's going to follow up with them. Our goal throughout this is to determine, one, a high quality transportation system, two, align the corporation under a single ERP, and three, improve our production model going forward. Some of the assumptions that were made was that in deliverable one, we wanted to have on-time delivery that was safe and easy of integration. In deliverable two, it was that we were a month and a half behind and that we needed to work and improve this timeline that we had. In deliverable three, it was that we weren't taking other factors into play, such as inflation, taxes. Rather, we were taking historical averages and operating with those. Additionally, for the plant, we were operating it at a 24/7 timeline of 3 8-hour shifts in the plant. First, I'm going to have Ashley speak about deliverable one and what we had determined for it. Ashley, go ahead.
Thanks, Neville. My name is Ashley, and I'll be going through deliverable one. So currently, Chemtech Laboratories is using a private fleet for their transportation needs. They're having difficulty meeting on-time deliveries, maintaining large orders, and at the same time, they're federally required to maintain high safety standards, all of which is very costly. So we decided to create a scorecard to quantify their qualifications. So we have cost itself, although the lowest rated category at 15%, because it affects solely the bottom line, whereas on-time delivery, safety, and ease of integration affects both the top and bottom line. We have on-time delivery here at 25%, safety at 40%, our highest rated category, so we can continue to uphold the highest safety standards to ensure safe delivery and transportation, and ease of integration at 20%. So bottom line is the most important, but we want to consider the top line as well. So after rating the 3PL carriers, we have decided to go with reliable transportation scored at 3.8. A detailed scorecard is provided in the appendix. While reliable transportation is the most expensive upfront, compared to Chemtech's private fleet that we're currently using, other factors listed and scored above will reduce the cost overall, and other factors such as current cost of expediting, missed and late deliveries, and cost of potential accidents. So I'll now pass it on to Alex to go over deliverable two.
Thank you, Ashley. I will now talk about our ERP implementation strategy. Okay, so our solution to increase employee interest in the ERP training is utilizing the Pomodoro method and the 4-day work week. In the school, we're conducting 3 2-hour work sessions each week, which leaves many employees disgruntled, not being able to keep up with their workload. We suggest consolidating these meetings into 1 6-hour training session held at the end of the week that would not interrupt the employees' day-to-day. This should create a 4-day work week format in the office where employees are able to work on their projects for longer periods of time, making them more productive. Alongside this, we'll be using the Pomodoro method to provide employees with short breaks every 30 minutes and a long break for lunch, in which we will provide free food. These breaks can be used to ask questions to the consultants for those who feel they are behind. Lastly, we will also be using an employee bonus program for those who complete the training to further incentivize completing the training. Okay, so here you can see our timeline. To decrease the amount of time it takes to implement the ERP system, we have decided to split the consultants up into each of the 4 business segments and run the business analysis simultaneously rather than consecutively. This will shorten our timeline by around 150 days. This method will prevent us from holding the meetings with all AT employees at once, which may reduce cross-functionality, but will serve as an incentives for employees by having them meet less. To make up for this decrease in cross-functionality, we will include a 2-week 2-meeting scenario training with all the employees where they will utilize the ERP system in real-world scenarios. Once this phase is over, employees will be awarded their bonuses based on their successful completion of the training. So in trying to shorten the timeline for implementing our ERP system, it's important to analyze all the costs involved. The 2 main cost increases are our lunch that we provide for the employees, as well as the bonuses that we provide for them. However, we believe these will be offset by the amount that we save in the decrease in time that consultants have to work. Now, Kevin will talk about our deliverable 3.
Thank you, Alex. So the third deliverable is very important as it covers 3 different scenarios and the potential options for our future financial health. First off, option 3.1 is the cost of expanding current productions. In the given case, the demand is very high and there's a 3-month buffer time. The demand is coming in at 245,000 a week, and our capacity easily meets that at both our normal and at the reduced 90% capacity required for expanding production. After running the calculations, we estimated a net present value using an estimate of 2% inflation over the next 15 years, which comes out to 32 to 53 million, which is the 10 to 15% increase. Overall, this is a safe, low-risk profit, and I believe we should 100% pursue this as it is our primary product. The second option is creating a new product line, which will take 30% of our current capacity and takes 15% longer to run. Overall, after running all of our calculations, we estimated that we would need to have required margins of at least $2.59, which is much higher than our $2.25 as it is now, to offset the costs of the lost capacity. Overall, I believe this is medium risk. There is potential future growth. However, we also need to address the fact that it does take away from our primary product, popular product. And finally, our third option is finishing goods for customers. This one, we have 3 customers currently lined up, and with potentially more customers. We ran calculations, ran cost estimates for both the first 3, as well as each additional customer, and came out to the numbers that we need weekly demand of 1,082 pounds per week for the first 3 on average, and for each additional one, we need 1,105 pounds per week to offset costs. I believe this is high risk and something we should not pursue, as there is difficulty in future growth. Next, Neville will be going over our conclusions.
Thank you, Kevin. Overall, throughout this entire presentation, you've heard various goals and recommendations that have been done. This is 1, to provide a reliable transportation method that is safe and reduces costs. 2, to reduce the time in our ERP implementation, and to get employees bought in to what we're trying to do. And lastly, 3, the various projects so that we can have more sustainability within our production line and moving forward. We hope that you take these considerations and our recommendations, as we've understood the risks to each one of them greatly. We thank you for your time. Have a nice day.